Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the MotoGP world lately, the insane attrition rate at the Silverstone race. Here's the deal. Out of 23 starters, only 16 riders crossed the finish line. That's right, 7 retirements. And guess what? This isn't an isolated incident. Races in France, Hungary, and the Netherlands also saw just 16 finishers, with Germany hitting an even lower 15. So, what's going on here? Personally, I think this trend is way more than just bad luck. It's a symptom of something deeper in the sport right now, and Silverstone just amplified it. What makes this really interesting is the mix of factors riders are pointing to. Pol Espargaro, for instance, highlighted the track temperature and tire issues. He mentioned the front tire being on the edge, the rear degrading faster than usual, and the medium tire offering less support. From my perspective, this isn't just about the tires themselves, it's about how teams and riders are adapting to the evolving conditions. Silverstone's track was hotter than usual, and that threw a wrench into everyone's strategy. What many people don't realize is that these small changes in temperature can completely alter the dynamics of a race, especially when you're pushing these bikes to their limits. Now, Jack Miller had a slightly different take. He felt the track was slipperier on race day compared to earlier in the weekend. He wasn't sure if it was the temperature, the Moto2 sessions, or the widespread use of medium tires, but he was clear that it made the race tougher. And here's where it gets fascinating. If you take a step back and think about it, these riders are essentially dealing with a moving target. The conditions are changing, the bikes are evolving, and the tires aren't always cooperating. It's like trying to solve a puzzle while the pieces keep shifting. One thing that immediately stands out is the role of wildcards in all this. Augusto Fernandez, who's been wildcarding this season, was present at Assen and Silverstone, 2 races with 7 retirements each. Now, I'm not saying wildcards are the cause, but their presence adds another layer of unpredictability. Teams are winding down development on the 1,000 cubic centimeters bikes, and Ducati can't even enter wildcards due to their concessions tier. This raises a deeper question. Are we seeing the growing pains of a sport in transition? The bikes are changing, the rules are shifting, and the riders are caught in the middle. In my opinion, what this really suggests is that MotoGP is at a crossroads. The high attrition rates aren't just about tires or track conditions, they're a reflection of the sport's current state. Riders are pushing harder than ever, teams are experimenting with new setups, and the margin for error is razor-thin. A detail I find fascinating is how these retirements aren't random crashes, they're all happening in similar ways, as Espargaro pointed out. That tells me there's a systemic issue at play, something the sport needs to address if it wants to keep races competitive and safe. So, where does this leave us? Personally, I think we're witnessing a critical moment in MotoGP's evolution. The sport is grappling with technological changes, rule adjustments, and the human element of riders pushing beyond their limits. It's chaotic, it's unpredictable, and honestly, it's what makes MotoGP so compelling. But here's the thing. If these trends continue, we need to ask ourselves, what's the cost of this level of competition? Are we sacrificing rider safety for the sake of spectacle? That's a question I'll leave with you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, keep the throttle wide open.